Have you ever replayed a conversation in your head for hours, wondering if you said the wrong thing, if your tone was off, if they secretly misunderstood you? Have you ever stared at a message you already sent, then panicked because they haven't replied yet? And suddenly your mind whispers, "Did I mess up? Are they mad? Did I say too much? Did I not say enough?" If you live like this, let me tell you something that might change everything. You're not overthinking because you're weak. You're overthinking because your mind learned that being careless once could cost you connection. 1. Overthinking is not a flaw. Most people think overthinking is a bad habit, something you need to stop, something you need to fix. But psychology tells a different story. Overthinking is actually a protective response. It's your brain scanning for danger. Not physical danger, but emotional danger. Rejection, embarrassment, being misunderstood, being excluded, being replaced. Your mind learned this pattern early. If I analyze everything, I can prevent getting hurt. So you replay conversations, you predict reactions, you imagine every possible outcome. Not because you enjoy it, but because somewhere in your past, being rejected felt unsafe. 2. Where it really comes from. Most chronic overthinkers grew up in environments where love was conditional, approval was inconsistent, or emotional safety depended on being good, quiet, or easy to deal with. Maybe you learned, if I say the wrong thing, I lose connection. If I disappoint someone, I get distance. If I'm misunderstood, I'm alone. So your brain adapted. It said, let's think ahead. Let's analyze. Let's make sure we don't mess this up. Overthinking became your way of earning belonging. And that's why it's so hard to stop, because to your nervous system, overthinking feels like protection, not anxiety. 3. The identity wound. Here's the part most people never talk about. Overthinkers don't just fear rejection, they fear losing their identity. If you've always been the one who reads the room, feels others' emotions, adjusts yourself to keep peace, then connection became your survival. So your mind asks, what version of me do they want? Who do I need to be so I won't be left? How do I stay likable? That's not insecurity, that's a hyper-aware nervous system trying to stay accepted. You're not obsessed with people's reactions, you're obsessed with not being abandoned. 4. Why it gets worse in adulthood. As an adult, the stakes feel even higher, because now rejection doesn't just hurt, it confirms the fear you've carried for years, that maybe I'm too much, that maybe I'm not enough, that maybe if people really knew me, they'd leave. So your mind works overtime, not to hurt you, but to protect you from reliving that pain. Overthinking isn't your enemy. It's a part of you that learned to survive without safety. The reframe that heals. Healing doesn't start by forcing yourself to stop thinking. It starts by understanding why you think this way. You don't need to silence your mind. You need to reassure it. To gently remind yourself, I don't need to earn belonging. I don't need to be perfect to be loved. I don't need to predict every outcome to be safe. Because the truth is this, you're not broken, you're not dramatic, you're not weak. You're someone who learned early that connection mattered deeply, and your mind did everything it could to protect it. And once you see overthinking for what it really is, you stop fighting yourself. You start healing.
If you love new knowledge to improve your life, hit subscribe now.